Welcome back to the Wrestling Cuisine, and we are here to talk about WWE Battleground 2017. It just ended about 10 minutes ago, and it wasn't that really good of a show. Great opener, really good fashion file segment, and other than that, nothing too memorable, but let's get into it. We start off with the pre-show, where Aiden English faced off against Ty Dillinger. Again, nothing special, a solid 9-minute match. But surprisingly, Aiden English went over. I don't know what they're doing with these two guys, but Ty should be doing more on SmackDown, but we'll leave it at that. But Aiden English got the win. Next up was probably the match of the night. It was the tag team title match between the New Day and the Usos, where we have a new tag team champions in the New Day, where it was a good match. It was kind of like a New Japan-y match. It was spot fest after spot fest, kicking out of finishers, but it was really good. If I was just like a regular watcher, like just knowing, I would think that they would put in Big E in the match, because he's the big guy. You want to see him. He'll take most of the moves, and he's the strong one. But you know what? They put in Kofi and Xavier really shined today, I must say. He really looked like a star, and there was one point where he was going for his off the top rope elbow across the ring, and he took a super kick and sold it like a champ. And I keep saying it on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Cuisine without the G. These two have very good chemistry. These two teams really work together well, and it showed here and put on the match of the night. And I think it was the right time to put the belts on the New Day. You could have held it off until SummerSlam, but if they lost here, it would have been very hard to give them another match. Like, the first match they lost by countout, so you're like, oh, yeah, you need another match because it wasn't really fair. But this, like, if they just lost clean tonight, there would have been a very hard explanation to give them a rematch at SummerSlam. So, New Day are new tag champs, which I like. And moving on to a singles match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin. It was a good match that had a very lousy finish. And I guess they just Shinsuke Nakamura won by disqualification after Baron Corbin took his leg and hit him in the crotch area. It was. I always liked Baron Corbin's moveset. It really fits him as a big guy. And I'm fine with a disqualification finish, because I guess they want to further this feud along, which is fine. But do a real good post-match assault. Don't hit one end of days and just be done. Like, really put home Shinsuke Nakamura. Because, Shinsuke is a big guy, and you just won Money in the Bank. You want to look strong, but it is what it is. They'll probably have a rematch at SummerSlam with maybe, I'm guessing, a gimmick match or a stipulation, which is fine. But we'll move on. We'll move on to the 5-way elimination match for the number 1 contendership to Naomi's Women's Championship. Very sloppy in the beginning, and I guess a little bit throughout, but it was probably the second best match on the card. Here's the eliminations. Tamina got eliminated first by Becky Lynch, then Lana got eliminated by Becky Lynch. Becky got eliminated by Natalya, and then Charlotte got eliminated again by Natalya. Becky looked great. Really showed how good of a worker she is and what she can be. I think she should turn heel to really revamp her character and maybe move on from after SummerSlam. Maybe do a Becky versus Naomi feud. It's five people. So, and those matches are a little bit hard, but only 4 people got eliminated by 2 people. Becky and Natalya. Tamina didn't look great. Lana didn't look great. Like I said, Becky I thought was the best look. Like, she worked the best. She looked most dominant through the whole match. Natalya did well, and Charlotte, I swear every time she hits a moonsault, it's just picture perfect, and I love watching her do moonsaults. But yeah, Natalya goes over, and I like that. I'm glad that she won, because it is something new. Because we've seen we've seen Charlotte versus Naomi already. I know they have unfinished business, in quotes, but we really haven't seen Natalya versus Naomi for the title, or like any singles match. And it'll be a good match because Natalya's a good worker. Naomi's very good. And they'll set up a nice little match for SummerSlam. But going forward, since it is going to be Naomi versus Natalya, you need to find something for Charlotte and Becky, because they are too good not to be on the second biggest show of the year. They're just too good. And if they want to have like a number one contendership match there, I guess you can do that maybe. But like you gotta figure out something to do with them, because again, they cannot be on the SummerSlam card. They need to be on it. Next up I was hoping would be the match of the night. Was AJ Styles defending his United States Championship against Kevin Owens. And it was good. It was slow in the beginning. It picked up. But I feel like I wrote on Twitter, it never really got to that next level. I felt like to be a championship match on pay-per-view. The finish was a little weird. He was going for one of those like back suplex pins. And like AJ's shoulder was up. And I thought maybe Kevin was getting pinned. But then he counted 3 and they put Owens' music. Owens won the title, which was fine. Owens was a very good United States champion. But they're flip-flopping the title every week again, or every pay-per-view, and it's just not, it's like, I don't know, I don't like it. It's kind of acting like the women's belt back last year. And it'd be different if they were putting on great matches, but they're not bad, and I'm not saying that they're the worst matches, but they're very underwhelming. And that's what hurts right now their stock, because when you see the tag team match being the top match instead of Styles and Owens, it's a problem. But I'm guessing now I'm hoping we'll get some kind of explanation, because maybe, like, after watching a video on YouTube, there was, like, it looked like Styles was yelling at the ref. Maybe it was like an accident that he wasn't supposed to count it, but I don't think so. I don't know. It would probably work into a storyline, and maybe a gimmick match at SummerSlam, which would be fine. But like, what would you do? You can do maybe like a falls count anywhere. You can do a submission match. You can do like a ladder maybe. I can't do really a 2 out of 3 because I did that earlier. No, they did an Iron Man match. But maybe you can do a 2 out of 3 falls. That would be cool, because these guys can put on a show. And I want to see them put maybe magic like they did back in like 2012 when it was Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. They put on a great 2 out of 3 falls match. And I know these two could put even Styles and Owens could put on even a better one. But yeah, a very disappointing match tonight. And that goes next to John Cena versus Rusev in a flag match. This match was very confusing, in my opinion. Usually what they do with stuff on a pole, at least with flags on the pole, whoever gets the flag first wins. There's never been usually like, oh, you take the pole the flag out of the pole, you have to go all the way back to the stage and put on the pedestal and you win. And like, it was never like that, and it was really confusing at first. And they put on a really like besides the flag match, and it was also very slow. But like besides the stip, it was really like it had some nice moments. It really showed Rusev as being like another just like a very good heel, which he needs to be, especially with SmackDown not really having a lot of big monster heels. Cena won, I'm guessing, with this whole USA thing, and going to the main event, which we'll talk about later. You're gonna see Cena versus Mahal at SummerSlam, and hopefully Cena gets that number 17. After the Cena match, we had a Fashion Files, which kind of saved the show towards the end. And they were trying to figure out who trashed The Office, and tonight was supposed to be the big reveal of who it was. And then the Ascension came in, and it was actually really a funny spot, saying that, oh, we did it. And going back to another Fashion Files where they took about, believe concert tickets and were like, we're going to go to this concert. And then they were like, no, you went to the concert. You guys didn't trash our office. And it was just it was really comical. And then lights went out. Breezon goes down. Tyler Breeze is down. Fandango doesn't know who did it. He looks around. He sees that Breeze is on the floor. The lights go out again. Fandango's down. Camera does a weird tilt on the floor. It was kind of like one of those, like an X-Files. And then we see Fandango dragged away. And that was it. It was a really funny moment. But I just don't like, I don't like that we found out who it was, but it makes you want to tune in for Tuesday on SmackDown Live. So it did its job. Second to last match was Sami Zayn against Mike Kanellis. I had a really nice conversation with a guy on Twitter about our opinions on the Kanellis gimmick and how it's distracting. They should be more focusing on Mike Kanellis than Maria. I understand the gimmick, but I just don't like it, in my opinion. It's my opinion. But, and then, and the announcers weren't calling Mike Kanellis, or calling Maria's husband. Mike's a very good wrestler from the indies, and, he should be getting a lot more respect. And Sammy's really good, so I think Sammy's gonna be champion by at least Mania, or he should be at least. But these two deserve more than a 7-minute match to the piss break at Battleground. They deserve a lot more. Sami Zayn won with the haluva kick in the corner. And the main event was the third ever Punjabi Prison match. This went 26 minutes and 15 seconds, and it was probably one of the longest 26 minutes and 15 seconds of everyone's life. It picked up towards the end. The doors, I think, are just pointless. This match is pointless. But talking about what we had on this pay-per-view, there's some cool moments. Samar Singh, I hope I'm saying that right. He took a wicked bump off the top of the Punjabi Prison, and a lot of people are saying on Twitter that it's not a SmackDown pay-per-view without a Singh going through a table. And I thought that was just great, which is, it's true nowadays. That first, I think it was like a back suplex on the table by Orton to a Singh, and he made that face of, oh, I just fucked up. Great. And this one, this could be not on the same level, but could be in the same group as McMahon and Foley coming off the cell, except for now this is the prison match. But, and then we had the surprise return of the great Khali. Woo! It was very lackluster. I think once when he came out, once Orton was halfway up the cage, and I think once that he hit the Jinder's music hit, it was clear that that Khali was coming out. When I heard it, I was like, someone's coming out. Who? That's not the Sings, because they're already out. It's the freaking great Khali. Which was, I understand why he's doing it, but, it's weird. Because now, it looks like it sets up Khali and Orton, but, it won't, because I know Orton is supposed to be filming a movie. And then does Khali stay, or is this just a one-off? Because it was the Punjabi Prison. Khali came out in his black pants, like he did when he first debuted, instead of the red Punjabi Playboy gimmick. But Jinder retains, so this is the final chapter of Mahal versus Orton. And Jinder's, in my opinion, very lackluster title reign continues. And I still think this is leading up to Mahal Cena at SummerSlam, which it should, and we should have Cena go over. And then Mahal I don't want him pushed back as a jobber, because I do like the gimmick with him and the Singh brothers. But it shouldn't be. It's not a main event. Like, Mahal's a good wrestler, not great, but he wrestles very well. But he's not a main eventer. And for me, I've said it from the beginning. I didn't like this reign. I think, and then it's still, in my opinion, still been very lackluster. Hasn't been great, but that's the cards we were dealt with. Let's check the poll results on Twitter at Wrestling Cuisine without the G. We have 17 votes in from our poll on Twitter asking, what did you think of the Battleground pay-per-view? Was it crap, terrible, bad, or okay? 18% of you said crap, 18% of you said terrible, 18% of you said bad, 46% of you said okay. And I would really love to know, like, why you thought it was okay. I thought it was... I guess I thought it was okay too, but, like, I want to know what you thought really stood out. For me, it was the Fashion Files segment, New Day, and the women's match. For me, I like the women's match, but tell me what you thought in the comments below. And this has been your Battleground 2017 review. Follow us again on Twitter at Wrestling Cuisine without the G. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you for your next meal.